He's home every night. His phone isn't locked. By all the old rules, he's faithful. So why do you feel so incredibly alone? Why does it feel like you're sharing your life with a ghost? What if I told you there's a form of cheating that leaves no physical evidence, but can destroy a relationship from the inside out? It's silent, it's hidden, and it's incredibly damaging. Today, we're uncovering the hidden way men cheat without ever cheating physically. This is what we need to understand first. We're not talking about a physical affair or a one-night stand. There's no concrete evidence of that kind of betrayal. What we are talking about is something often called emotional infidelity or an emotional affair. At its core, it's actually very simple. It happens when someone in a committed relationship consistently invests more of their emotional energy, their daily intimacy, and their deepest vulnerabilities into a person outside the relationship than they do into their own partner. The act of cheating here isn't about physical contact. The betrayal is in the breach of trust and the wall of secrecy built around this secondary connection. The primary relationship, your relationship, slowly becomes a shell, a place for logistics and routine, but not for genuine emotional connection. The sharing of dreams, the seeking of comfort, the excitement of an inside joke, these essential nutrients for a relationship are being diverted and given to someone else. It's a quiet withdrawal of the very thing that makes a partnership thrive, and that's why it can be so devastating. You're left standing in the relationship, but the emotional center of it has moved elsewhere. The signs are often subtle, but when you see them together, a clear pattern emerges. The first and most common red flag is a secret digital life. This goes beyond just having friends. It's a constant, dedicated stream of communication with one specific person that is deliberately kept hidden from you. You might notice messages that are quickly minimized when you walk in the room, or a sudden need for extreme privacy with a phone that used to be left casually on the table. This includes behaviors like routinely deleting message histories, using features like vanish mode on apps, or even maintaining a separate social media account you know nothing about. The content of the messages is less important than the secrecy itself. The act of hiding is the betrayal. This secret communication often evolves into a new priority in his life. You'll notice that this outside connection begins to take precedence. He might take calls from this person late at night or early in the morning with a vague explanation. There's a noticeable anxiety if he can't check his phone or message them back quickly. Most tellingly, you may see that their problems, their crises, and their need for support suddenly seem to demand more immediate attention and emotional investment than your own. When you have a bad day, he's distracted. When they have a bad day, he's fully engaged and solving problems. This external priority directly fuels the third sign, a profound emotional withdrawal from you. He may be physically present, sitting on the same couch, but he's emotionally checked out. The sharing of his inner world, the details of his day, his worries about the future, his small joys, shifts from you to this other person. You start to feel like you're boring him, or that you can't quite connect on the same level you used to. The emotional intimacy that was the foundation of your relationship begins to fade because that energy is being invested elsewhere. A particularly painful sign is when comparisons and criticism start to emerge. Suddenly, this other person becomes the new standard. He might say things like, "Well, Sarah understands the pressure I'm under at work," or "Why can't you be more easygoing like she is?" These comparisons are a way of invalidating your feelings and creating a narrative where the other person is simply better or easier to be with. It's no longer just a private connection. It's now being used as a weapon to highlight your perceived shortcomings. Finally, when your intuition picks up on these changes and you gently question the behavior, you are met with the just a friend defense. Instead of having an open conversation, he becomes defensive, dismissive, or even angry. He might accuse you of being paranoid, controlling, or of not wanting him to have any friends. This reaction is designed to shut down the conversation and make you doubt your own reality. By invalidating your feelings, he protects the secrecy of the connection, making you feel like you are the one causing problems for noticing that something is fundamentally wrong. Now, it's important to address the gray area here. Having friends of any gender is a healthy and normal part of life, and it's crucial not to mistake a close friendship for an emotional affair. The line between the two can seem fine, but there is one key differentiator that makes it strikingly clear: the difference between secrecy and transparency. In a healthy friendship, there is complete transparency. Your partner knows about this friend. You've likely met them, or at least heard stories about them in a way that feels open and inclusive. The conversations they have are not hidden. Your partner might even share funny or interesting parts of them with you. Most importantly, a true friendship exists alongside your relationship and ultimately supports it. It doesn't compete with it. Your partner comes home from time with this friend feeling refreshed and positive, and that energy benefits your partnership. An emotional affair, on the other hand, is defined by secrecy. The relationship itself is hidden, or the depth and nature of the conversations are kept secret. The content is intimate, charged, and treated as confidential information that is deliberately withheld from you. Rather than supporting your relationship, this secret connection creates a wedge. It drains the emotional energy and intimacy from your partnership and redirects it elsewhere. A helpful question to ask yourself is about intent. Is this external connection filling an emotional void that should rightly be filled by the partner? Is this friend becoming the primary source of comfort, validation, and companionship? When the answer is yes, it has crossed the line from a supportive friendship into a territory that threatens the foundation of the primary relationship. The distinction isn't about the amount of time spent, but about the role the connection plays and the secret world it inhabits. The pain caused by this kind of betrayal is profound, and it's important to understand why it cuts so deeply. While a physical affair is often experienced as a rejection of the body, an emotional affair feels like a rejection of your entire self. It's as if your very soul, your mind, and your unique role as your partner's closest confidant have been deemed insufficient. The message it sends is that your companionship isn't valuable enough, your advice isn't wise enough, and your emotional support isn't comforting enough. It attacks the core of who you are in the relationship. This situation also creates a cruel psychological trap that gaslights your own intuition. You can feel the distance, you can sense the shift in energy, and you know in your gut that something is fundamentally wrong. But when you look for proof, there is no smoking gun. There are no hotel receipts or lipstick stains, only a growing emptiness and a phone that is always face down. This disconnect between what you feel and what you can prove forces you to doubt your own perceptions. You start to question if you're being too sensitive, too needy, or if you're simply imagining the whole thing, which is an incredibly isolating and disorienting experience to go through. Ultimately, this entire experience systematically erodes your self-esteem. The unavoidable, haunting question becomes, why am I not enough? You begin to scrutinize yourself, wondering what the other person has that you lack. Is she funnier? More successful? Easier to talk to? The problem, which is actually a breach of trust within your relationship, becomes internalized as a personal failure. You feel that if you were only smarter, prettier, or better in some way, your partner wouldn't have needed to seek connection elsewhere. This internalization of blame is perhaps the most damaging consequence of all, leaving you feeling devalued and alone. If what we've discussed resonates with you, and you suspect this is happening in your relationship, it's crucial to have a plan of action that empowers you. The first and most important step is to trust your gut. Your intuition is picking up on subtle shifts in energy and behavior that your conscious mind can't always articulate. That feeling of unease is not something you should dismiss or rationalize away. It is a powerful signal that something is wrong, and it deserves your attention. Before you initiate any conversation, take some time to gather your thoughts. Write down specific, concrete incidents that have made you feel uneasy. For example, note he was consistently texting during our anniversary dinner and became defensive when I asked who it was, rather than just thinking he's always on his phone. This process does two things. It helps you validate your own feelings by seeing the pattern in writing, and it equips you for a productive conversation. When you have clear examples, you can avoid a vague, emotional argument and instead focus on specific behaviors and how they made you feel. When you feel ready, choose a calm moment to initiate a conversation using non-accusatory language. This is where I statements become essential. Instead of launching with an accusation like, "You are having an affair with Sarah," which will immediately put him on the defensive, try framing it from your perspective. You could say, "I've been feeling lonely and disconnected from you lately. I've noticed you're texting someone a lot, and it seems very private, and that's been making me feel insecure. Can we talk about what's going on?" This approach expresses your feelings without placing immediate blame, opening the door for dialogue rather than a fight. Pay very close attention to his reaction. His response will tell you everything you need to know about the state of the relationship and his willingness to fix it. Is he open and transparent? Is he willing to listen to your concerns, offer reassurance, and discuss ways to rebuild connection? Or does he immediately become angry, defensive, or dismissive? Does he turn the situation around and accuse you of being paranoid or controlling? A defensive reaction that gaslights you and invalidates your feelings is a significant red flag that the problem may be deep-seated. If he is receptive, or even if you're both struggling to communicate effectively, the most powerful step you can take is to seek professional help. Suggesting couples counseling is not a sign of failure. It's a proactive move to rebuild trust and learn healthier communication skills with the guidance of a neutral third party. A therapist can provide a safe space to navigate this complex issue and help you both determine if the relationship can be repaired and how to move forward, whether that is together or apart. To wrap this up, remember that emotional infidelity is a real and deeply painful form of betrayal. This isn't about controlling who your partner can be friends with. It's about the reasonable expectation of transparency and the fundamental agreement that you are each other's primary source of emotional support. When that agreement is broken in secret, the damage to trust is profound. Please hear this. Your feelings are completely valid. If you sensed a distance or felt a shift in your relationship, that intuition is meaningful. A truly healthy relationship is built on a foundation of emotional safety, and you absolutely deserve to feel secure, heard, and like a true priority in your partner's life. Now, I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on this difficult topic? Have you ever experienced something similar? Please share your perspectives or experiences in the comments below. Let's start a supportive conversation. If this video resonated with you and provided some clarity, please give it a like, as it really helps us out. And if you want to continue working on building healthier relationships, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next video. If you're looking for more guidance right now, you might want to watch our next video on how to rebuild trust after betrayal, which is linked right here. Thank you for watching.